How many of you have ever had a great idea, an exciting goal, something you knew could change your life, but you never followed through? You hesitated, you overthought, and before you knew it, the moment was gone. Sound familiar? Let me tell you something. Overthinking is the silent killer of dreams. You don't need more time. You don't need more certainty. You need to take action now. Because the longer you wait, the harder it gets. Your future isn't shaped by what you think about, it's shaped by what you do. So stop thinking, start doing, and change your life today. The more we analyze, the less we do. Success comes from movement, not endless planning. Have you ever found yourself trapped in your own thoughts, going over the same decision again and again without ever taking action? You tell yourself you need more time, more information, or the perfect circumstances. You think, rethink, and overthink until the excitement you once had for that idea starts to fade. That's the trap of overthinking. It convinces you that you are making progress when in reality, you are just standing still. Overthinking is the silent killer of dreams. It disguises itself as preparation, as being careful, as weighing your options, but what it really does is paralyze you. The more you analyze, the more doubts creep in. You start questioning whether you're good enough, whether this is the right time, whether you have what it takes. And before you know it, the opportunity that was right in front of you has passed, and you're left with nothing but regret. Think about the most successful people in the world. Do you think they had everything figured out before they took the first step? No, they jumped in, they took risks, and they figured things out as they went. Because success doesn't come from knowing everything in advance. It comes from making a decision and following through with action. The truth is, you will never have all the answers before you begin. You will never have the perfect conditions. And if you keep waiting for everything to be just right, you will be waiting forever. The key is to start before you feel ready, to trust that you will learn, adapt, and grow along the way. Let's be real. When was the last time you achieved something meaningful by just thinking about it? You don't get in shape by thinking about going to the gym. You don't build a business by planning endlessly. You don't strengthen relationships by imagining conversations. Everything worthwhile in life requires action. And here's the irony. The moment you start, the fear begins to fade. The thing that once seemed impossible suddenly becomes manageable. Your confidence grows because confidence isn't something you wait for, it's something you create through action. Now, you might be saying, but what if I make a mistake? Good. Mistakes mean you're moving. Mistakes mean you're learning. The only real failure is inaction. Every step forward, even the wrong ones, brings you closer to success. Because action gives you feedback. It teaches you what works and what doesn't. And the faster you take action, the faster you learn. So what's stopping you? Fear? Doubt? The need for certainty? Let me tell you this, certainty comes from action, not the other way around. You don't wait to feel ready, you take action, and that action creates readiness. Right now, there is something you have been putting off, something you know deep down you should be doing. Maybe it's a project, a conversation, a new habit, or a big decision. Whatever it is, stop thinking about it and take one step. Just one. Not tomorrow, not next week. Right now. Because once you take that first step, the second becomes easier, and before you know it, you're in motion. Remember this, nothing changes until you do. Thinking about it won't get you there, only action will, so stop thinking, start doing, and watch how your life transforms. Every major success begins with a decision, but a decision isn't just an idea, it's a commitment backed by action. If you truly want change, you must stop waiting for the perfect conditions and make a move now, because the longer you hesitate, the more resistance you create. Think about the defining moments in your life, the moments that changed everything. Maybe it was when you decided to take a new job, start a business, move to a new city, or commit to improving yourself. Those moments weren't just random events, they were decisions. And the decisions you make today will shape the life you live tomorrow. Too many people think that life is happening to them, that they are simply reacting to circumstances. But the truth is, your life is a reflection of your decisions. Where you are right now is a direct result of the choices you've made up until this point. That can be a tough pill to swallow, but it's also the most empowering truth you can embrace. Because if your past decisions have created your current reality, then your future decisions can create a new reality. But here's where most people get stuck. They confuse wanting something with deciding to have it. There's a massive difference between saying, I want to be successful, and making the decision, I will be successful no matter what it takes. One is wishful thinking. The other is a commitment to action. A real decision is not just a thought. It's a moment where you cut off any other possibility and commit fully. The word decision comes from the Latin word decidere, which means to cut off. That means when you make a real decision, you eliminate all other options. You don't give yourself an escape route. You don't allow yourself to make excuses. You commit and you follow through. The problem is that most people hesitate. They sit on the fence, afraid to make a choice because they fear making the wrong one. But what they don't realize is that indecision is the worst decision of all, because when you hesitate, you create mental resistance. You give your mind time to fill with doubt, fear, and hesitation. And the longer you wait, the harder it becomes to take action. Successful people don't let fear stop them from deciding. They understand that not every decision will be perfect, but action always beats inaction. Because even if you make the wrong choice, you gain something invaluable, experience. And experience is what allows you to refine your decisions over time. Think about it like this. If you're driving a car, it's much easier to adjust your direction while moving than it is when you're sitting still. The same applies to life. Once you make a decision and start moving, you can make adjustments along the way. But if you never start, you go nowhere. So ask yourself, what have you been putting off? What decision do you know you need to make but keep hesitating on? Maybe it's a career move, a relationship decision, or a personal goal. Whatever it is, recognize that the longer you wait, the harder it becomes. Make the decision now, not tomorrow, not when you feel ready. Because your life isn't shaped by the things you think about, it's shaped by the decisions you make and the actions you take. It's time to step up, decide what you want, commit fully, and take action, because every major breakthrough in life starts with one simple choice, the choice to move forward. People say, I'll start when I'm ready, but the truth is you will never feel completely ready. You will never have the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or all the answers in advance, and if you wait for perfection, you will never start at all. Too many people let perfectionism paralyze them. They convince themselves that they need more time, more preparation, or more certainty before they take action. They think that if they don't have everything figured out, they shouldn't begin. But that mindset is the very thing holding them back from making progress. Look at the people who succeed in any field. Do you think they waited until everything was perfectly aligned before they took their first step? Absolutely not. They started before they were ready. They learned as they went. They made mistakes, adjusted, and kept moving forward because they understood one simple truth. Progress is more important than perfection. The problem with perfectionism is that it creates an illusion. It tricks you into thinking that if you just wait a little longer or plan a little more, you will suddenly feel confident enough to take action. But confidence doesn't come from thinking, it comes from doing. The only way to build real confidence is to take action, get results, even if they aren't perfect, and learn from the process. Imagine a baby learning to walk. Do they wait until they understand exactly how to balance before taking their first step? No. They stand up, they fall, they get back up, and they try again. And through that process, they get stronger, more balanced, and more confident. If a baby refused to try walking until they could do it perfectly, they would never walk at all. The same applies to any goal or skill. If you refuse to start until you're ready, you will stay stuck. But if you take action now, even in a small way, you begin the process of growth. And growth is what leads to success. There will always be a reason to wait. There will always be something you don't know, but waiting won't make you better. Experience will. And experience only comes from action. The most successful people are the ones who understand that it's okay to be imperfect, to make mistakes, and to learn as they go. They don't let fear of failure stop them because they know that failure is just feedback. Think about it. How many times have you held yourself back because you wanted things to be just right? Maybe it was a business idea, a fitness goal, or a personal project. Maybe you kept tweaking, adjusting, and planning, but never actually launched. Now ask yourself, where would you be today if you had just started back then? How much progress could you have made? The only way to break free from this cycle is to take action now. Not next week, not when you feel more prepared. Right now, even if it's small, even if it's messy, even if it's imperfect, just start. Because the moment you take action, you shift from thinking about change to creating change. Success is not about getting everything perfect. It's about making progress, adjusting along the way, and staying committed. The sooner you embrace that, the sooner you will start seeing real results. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Start now. Because progress, no matter how small, will always beat perfection that never happens. Logic tells you to wait. Logic tells you to gather more information, to analyze every possible outcome, to be cautious. But logic alone doesn't create breakthroughs. Emotion does. Think about the biggest decisions you've made in your life, the ones that truly changed everything. Were they purely logical, or were they driven by a deep feeling, a fire inside you that told you this is it? The truth is, human beings don't act based on logic alone. We act when we feel something powerful enough to push us forward. Emotion is the fuel behind every bold move, every major transformation, every leap of faith. When you attach strong emotion to a goal, hesitation disappears and action becomes automatic. The problem is, most people rely too much on logic when making decisions. They weigh the pros and cons endlessly. They calculate the risks. They try to predict the future. But no matter how much they think, they still don't move. Why? Because thinking doesn't create urgency. Emotion does. If you want to stop hesitating and start doing, you need to make your goal emotional. You need to connect with it on a level that makes inaction unbearable. You need to feel deep in your core what's at stake if you don't take action. Ask yourself, what will my life look like if I don't do this? Really picture it. If you stay where you are, if you keep putting it off, where will you be in 5 years? How will you feel knowing you had the chance to change but didn't? Imagine waking up every day with regret, wondering what could have been. Feel the weight of that. Let it sink in. Now flip it. Imagine the opposite. Imagine what happens if you take action. Imagine the doors that open, the opportunities that come, the sense of pride and confidence you'll gain. Feel the excitement of knowing you're finally moving forward. See yourself succeeding, accomplishing what you once thought was impossible. This is the power of emotion. When you make your goal emotional, you no longer need motivation. You become driven. You don't have to force yourself to take action because the desire is so strong that not taking action feels wrong. Successful people know how to use this to their advantage. They don't just set goals, they make those goals personal. They attach meaning to them. They link them to their deepest values, their identity, their purpose. That's why they keep going when others quit. They're not just chasing a goal, they're chasing a vision of who they are meant to be. And here's the best part. Once you take action and start seeing results, the emotion builds. Every small win fuels your belief in yourself. Every step forward increases your momentum. Before you know it, action becomes a habit and hesitation becomes a thing of the past. So if you're struggling to take action, stop relying on logic alone. Logic can guide you, but emotion will drive you. Find the emotion behind your goal, make it so strong that waiting is no longer an option. Feel the cost of inaction. Feel the excitement of success, and let that feeling propel you forward. Because at the end of the day, action isn't just about discipline, it's about desire. The stronger your emotional connection to your goal, the easier it becomes to take the leap. And once you do, you'll realize something powerful. You were never really stuck. You just needed the right fuel to move.